Hello everybody, this is Silver Dragon from QubeTubers.com, and this is my review of Wargame European Escalation. Oh yeah. Wargame EE, as I'm going to be referring to it, is a realistic military RTS with over 360 different units that you can unlock, and battlefields as large as 150 square kilometers. Now, the story of Wargame EE's campaign starts just after World War II, in a time of conflict between the two forces, the NATO, consisting of Western European countries and their North American allies, and the Warsaw Pact, consisting of USSR and their surrounding Eastern European countries. This time is also known as the Cold War, saw both sides in an arms race, never openly engaging each other, but using more underhanded methods such as spying, coups d'etats, military aid to their enemies' opposition, as well as competing in every field from science to space conquest. It was decades later when the tensions finally broke as a member of the East German National People's Army defects and flees to the west, killing two border guards in the process. Soon after, some minor skirmishes on the border led to an all out war, and this is where you enter the conflict. The audio in Wargame EE is most excellent, whether it be the musical scores in the background, the sounds of helos as they fly across the sky, raining down missiles on your enemies, sound of tanks thundering through fields, unleashing cannon barrages on the enemy tanks, infantry letting loose law attacks, or engaging in small arms fire. Sound of artillery shells whizzing through the air and hammering the ground, just annihilating everything in front of it. It's awesome. And on the graphics side of things, Wargame E is absolutely amazing as well, as you get really nice dust clouds behind your tanks as they charge through fields, leaving paths through them as they charge on through. They'll also break through any fences and gates that are near the side of the roads, zooming in and out, watching cannon shells as they arc towards your targets and explode in a glorious fireball of lead and death. Shells will also leave craters, mostly for the artillery, and light fields on fire. And if you look at some of the more subtle details close to the terrain, it just looks really, really good. And now onto the gameplay side of things there. The single-player campaign of Wargame EE consists of 22 missions over 4 campaigns, and serves to ease new players into the game while rewarding them with stars to unlock new units for both single-player and multiplayer. There's also a skirmish versus AI, but it doesn't actually give you any extra stars or experience, so it's only really good for practice, as far as I can tell. The units you use in the campaign are actually persistent, so if you level up a unit and they stay alive to the end of the mission, you can summon them in the next mission with that level. Likewise, though, if the units of a certain type are killed, all of them, you won't be able to use them in the next mission. To spawn units, you need command points, which you can see the indicator on the top left corner. To acquire these over time, you acquire them over time by spawning command units and capturing certain sectors scattered across the map. Various types of units are actually pretty well balanced as well. That leads to some really intense combat at times. I've had some really epic matches. Oh god. Trees and bushes provide really varying densities of cover, which can aid you in ambushing enemies and keeping your own units hidden. They can, however, block your line of fire as well, so it makes scouting your enemy and positioning really important. There are several other aspects to the gameplay as well that make it more of a deeper experience, such as if a unit takes too much fire, they may get stunned, which means they can't return fire temporarily. Or if their morale keeps dipping as they keep getting hit, they may be routed, in which case they will be uncontrollable by your enemy and just flee, which makes them pretty prime targets for slaughtering, I must say. Units also have a limited ammo and fuel, which needs to be resupplied from time to time using supply units or forward operating base. The supplies are also limited themselves, and the supply units will have to go back to forward operating bases once their supplies are expended to recharge. But they are limited, so you need to really make good use of what supplies you have left. And yeah, don't die. Now, the weapon on some other cool things can happen as well when it comes to the gameplay. As going through rough terrain with tanks, you may lose a track, you may get slowed down in some mud, or sometimes weapons will even just jam. Now, on the multiplayer side of Wargame is where it just really shines. This is where it really excels. It's the main area in which you will be getting stars via leveling up, and features both ranked and unranked matches. Excuse me, the former of which will allow you to climb the long ladder for being a Wargame Grandmaster. Various tactics and units in the multiplayer leads players to work together as a team and communicate to dominate their opponents, and even allows some skilled players to face off against multiple opponents by themselves. With Wargame European Escalation's excellent multiplayer and variety of units and tactics, makes it one of my new favorite RTSs. Though some may find it a bit slow paced, personally, the excellent gameplay and the ability to make your own custom army to dominate your opponents, as well as the low price point, which really I love that. Gotta love that. Gets Wargame European Escalation a 9.5 out of 10.